Have you ever heard someone praise chia seeds as a kind of magical superfood? Perhaps you yourself are already adding them to your morning smoothies, oatmeal bowls, or even detox drinks to improve your health. But here's something that isn't talked about enough. Not everyone should be eating chia seeds, especially after the age of 60. At a time in life when every cell in your body becomes more sensitive, when blood pressure, digestion, the immune system, or even medications begin to have a deeper effect, it's important to be mindful, even with a so-called superfood. You see, some older adults quietly face symptoms like a lightheaded feeling when standing up, persistent bloating even with small meals, an itchy throat or strange difficulty swallowing, or even unexplained fatigue every morning. And surprisingly, the culprit may be a tiny spoonful of chia seeds, something you believed was completely healthy. In today's video, we'll gently explore 5 specific health conditions where eating chia seeds could actually make things worse. Not to worry you, but to help you listen more closely to your own body, to recognize what to continue and what to pause. Because aging doesn't require a lot of things. It simply needs peace within the body and a few small choices made with understanding and self-love. So if you or someone you love is living with low blood pressure, difficulty swallowing, a history of seed allergies, chronic digestive conditions, or if you're a man concerned about prostate health, please stay with me. We'll go through each reason gently, and I'll show you small adjustments that can help you live a healthier, more balanced life. When we're young, we don't pay much attention to what we eat, but after 60, everything changes. Heart rate, blood pressure, digestion, even sleep becomes more sensitive. That's when we realize not all superfoods are suitable for every body. One of the most praised foods these days is chia seeds. Tiny, round, and full of nutrients, chia seeds are often recommended for fiber, omega-3s, protein, and blood sugar control. Many of us have added chia to our breakfasts as part of a healthy routine, just a small spoonful, seemingly harmless. But did you know that for some people, chia seeds can trigger serious, even dangerous side effects? And that's something doctors and nutritionists don't always warn you about. Let's begin today by talking about the first group of people who should be careful with chia seeds: those living with low blood pressure, also known as hypotension. If you have low blood pressure, be cautious with chia seeds. Why would something known for lowering blood pressure be risky? Because anything that lowers too much can become a problem. Chia seeds are rich in omega-3s and magnesium, both of which help blood flow smoothly, relax blood vessels, and reduce pressure on the cardiovascular system. That's wonderful for those with high blood pressure. But if your blood pressure is already low, chia seeds could push it lower, causing fatigue, poor brain oxygen, dizziness, or even fainting. Have you ever woken up, stepped out of bed, and suddenly felt the room spinning? Maybe you had to grab a chair to avoid falling? Or felt cold and sluggish even when sitting still with a slow heartbeat? If you've ever felt that way, chia seeds might be silently making things worse, especially if you're taking blood pressure meds, diuretics, or heart medications. A real story. Mr. Harold, 74, once shared during a senior community gathering in San Jose, "I started having chia seeds with almond milk every morning, following a health article's advice. At first it felt great, but after a few weeks I began to feel dizzy often, even fainted while walking gently in my backyard. The doctor later said my blood pressure had dropped to an unusually low level. The reason? The chia seeds, combined with my heart meds." His story is not rare. As we age, our bodies respond differently, even to things that were once good. Sometimes, even a small spoonful can make a big difference. So what should you do if you have low blood pressure? You don't have to give up chia seeds completely if you enjoy them, but consider these gentle adjustments. Reduce the amount to half teaspoon per day. Always soak chia seeds before eating so they don't absorb water too quickly in your stomach. Avoid eating chia seeds on an empty stomach or right after taking blood pressure meds. Watch how your body responds within 30 to 60 minutes after eating. If you feel dizzy, fatigued, or short of breath, pause and speak with your doctor. Have you ever experienced unusual reactions after eating chia seeds? Did your body respond in a surprising way? Please share in the comments, Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear. And if this message resonates with you, feel free to comment. I'll start listening to my body more from today. As a gentle reminder to yourself. The hidden choking risk from chia seeds. There's something we often forget about chia seeds. They absorb water incredibly fast and expand several times their original size. That's why they're great for making you feel full and supporting digestion, but also why they've caused dangerous choking incidents, especially in older adults. Do you have a habit of sprinkling dry chia seeds on your porridge, or even eating them directly? If so, please take a moment to listen closely. Chia seeds can expand up to 10 to 12 times their original size when they come into contact with water. When we swallow dry chia seeds and drink water afterward, that expansion doesn't happen in the stomach. It begins in the esophagus, or worse, in the airway if swallowed incorrectly. For younger people, this might just cause a mild cough, but for older adults, especially those with swallowing difficulties, a history of stroke, Parkinson's disease, or chronic dry mouth, this could lead to a blocked esophagus, choking, or even respiratory inflammation. A short story from Anna, 81, in Florida. I usually sprinkle chia seeds on my morning yogurt, but one day I was in a hurry and just threw some on my toast and barely chewed. Right after swallowing, I felt something stuck in my throat. I kept coughing but couldn't get it out. My daughter had to take me to the doctor. They said chia seeds had caused an esophageal blockage because they hadn't been soaked. Thankfully, Anna received emergency care in time. But not everyone is that lucky. So how long should you soak chia seeds to make them safe? At least 10 to 15 minutes in water, milk, juice, or any other liquid. If making chia pudding, soak them overnight so they fully expand and soften for easier digestion. When adding them to smoothies or warm cereal, let them sit for a few minutes so they blend and swell fully. Who should be most cautious? Older adults with dysphagia, difficulty swallowing, or chronic dry mouth. Anyone wearing dentures or with jaw issues. People who have choked on seeds or sticky foods in the past. Young children or seniors with a weakened swallowing reflex. If you or a loved one falls into one of these groups, it's best to avoid dry chia seeds entirely. Only use them after they've been fully soaked, well mixed, and softened. One small action can bring a big change. We don't need to eliminate chia seeds from our diets, but we do need to respect our bodies more. Sometimes how we eat is just as important as what we eat. If you've ever experienced choking, hoarseness, or throat discomfort after eating chia seeds, this might be why. And today, you now have the knowledge to prevent it. Feel free to share your habits in the comments. Your story could help someone else avoid a hidden risk. And if this message resonates with you, comment, "I'll soak my chia seeds more carefully from now on," as a gentle daily reminder to live more safely and mindfully. Rethinking chia seeds. If you're a man at risk for prostate cancer, you might be surprised to learn that a food widely celebrated as a superfood, like chia seeds, may be linked to one of the most common and serious health concerns in older men: prostate cancer. We often hear about the benefits of omega-3s, but here's something rarely mentioned. Not all omega-3s are created equal. For some people, especially older men, the high level of ALA, alpha-linolenic acid, found in chia seeds may not be the ideal source. Understanding ALA in chia seeds. ALA is a plant-based form of omega-3, found in chia seeds, flax seeds, and walnuts. In the body, ALA must be converted into EPA and DHA, the more active forms of omega-3 found in fatty fish like salmon or mackerel. But here's the issue. The human body, particularly in older men, converts ALA to EPA and DHA very poorly, less than 5%. This not only reduces its anti-inflammatory benefits, but some studies suggest that high ALA intake may be linked to abnormal growth in the prostate, potentially increasing the risk of prostate cancer in men with genetic or hormonal vulnerability. What does research say? A study published on PubMed indicated that men who consumed high levels of ALA from plant sources had a higher risk of developing advanced prostate cancer. While this research is still under review, men with a family history of prostate cancer or a history of elevated PSA, prostate-specific antigen levels, should be cautious with high ALA foods like chia seeds. A true story from John, 68, in California. John had retired and committed to healthy living. Every morning, he blended chia seeds into smoothies and added them to oatmeal. I was doing everything to be healthier, but during a routine checkup, my PSA came back higher than usual. After several tests, doctors didn't find anything alarming, but they did advise me to reduce high ALA foods, especially chia and flax seeds. John didn't stop eating seeds altogether, but he reduced his intake and replaced some of them with salmon, fish oil, and leafy greens. 6 months later, his PSA stabilized. More importantly, he felt more in control of his health. So what should you do if you're a man over 60? If you eat chia seeds regularly, check for a family history of prostate cancer. If you've had high PSA levels or are monitoring prostate health, talk to your doctor about ALA-rich foods. Consider lowering your chia seed intake and instead get omega-3s from fish or fish oil, sources your body can absorb more directly. If you still want to eat chia seeds, keep it moderate, no more than 1 to 2 teaspoons a day, and avoid eating them every single day for months. Are chia seeds healthy? Yes, but not for everyone, and not all the time. Once your body crosses into its 60s, the way it processes nutrients changes. What worked at 40 might need adjusting at 70 to better fit your digestion, hormones, and overall needs. When chia seeds become a burden on a weakened digestive system, at 30, you might eat chia seeds without a second thought. But at 70, everything moves a little slower. The stomach takes more time to process food. The intestines aren't as regular, and bloating, indigestion, or gassiness can strike unexpectedly. Chia seeds, tiny as they are, absorb a tremendous amount of water, expanding 10 to 12 times their original size. This makes them both beneficial and risky. When fiber becomes too much, chia seeds contain nearly 10 grams of fiber per ounce, about 2 tablespoons. That's excellent for promoting digestion, softening stool, and relieving constipation. If you drink plenty of water, your digestive system is healthy, and you don't have intestinal conditions like IBS, Crohn's, or colitis. But for seniors with weaker digestion, especially those who often feel bloated, struggle to digest seeds or legumes, have a history of intestinal blockages or slow digestion, the insoluble fiber in chia seeds can actually cause blockages, bloating, and lingering discomfort after meals. A gentle story from Ruth, age 74. Ruth, who lives in Arizona, thought she had found her secret remedy for constipation: a spoonful of chia seeds in her morning lemon water. The first week was great, but in the second week, my belly started to bloat, and I found it harder to go to the bathroom. It felt like something was stuck in my lower abdomen. Her doctor discovered the cause: chia seeds that hadn't been soaked properly, absorbing water in the intestines and forming a dense, slow-moving mass. I didn't have to give up chia seeds altogether, just changed how I use them. Now I soak them overnight and eat them every other day. Suddenly, everything feels lighter again. The golden rule: soak, hydrate, pause. If you're an older adult who enjoys chia seeds, remember these 3 key principles. Always soak chia seeds in water for at least 15 to 30 minutes before eating. Make sure your body is well hydrated, especially if you eat chia seeds daily. Listen to your stomach. If you feel heavy or bloated after eating, it may be a sign to reduce your intake or take a break. Who should be extra cautious with chia seeds? People with IBS, Crohn's disease, or colitis. Those with a history of bowel obstructions, intestinal adhesions, or gastrointestinal bleeding. Individuals who don't drink enough water daily. Older adults prone to bloating or discomfort after meals. A small change can make a big difference. Instead of eating chia seeds every morning, try mixing a small amount into a blended smoothie, soaking them in warm water with lemon or orange, and sipping slowly mid-morning. Combining half a teaspoon of chia with almond milk or oats to create a soft, easy-to-digest pudding. Chia seeds and allergies. A hidden risk from a tiny seed. Have you ever imagined that something as small as a chia seed, often praised as a superfood, could quietly trigger allergic reactions or even pose life-threatening risks? The truth is, chia seeds are not suitable for everyone. Not every superfood is super for you. Chia seeds are rich in plant-based protein, which for people with sensitive immune systems can act as a trigger for allergic reactions. In particular, if you have a history of allergies to sesame seeds, flax seeds, mustard seeds, tree nuts such as hazelnuts, then you may be at higher risk of a cross-reaction to chia seeds. Their protein structure can confuse the immune system into thinking it's under threat. Signs of chia seed allergy, seemingly small, but never trivial. Some people experience only mild symptoms like itchy mouth or a tingling tongue, scratchy throat or a dry cough, mild rashes on hands or arms, but others may face more serious reactions: swollen lips, eyes, or throat, wheezing or difficulty breathing, nausea or diarrhea after eating, in severe cases anaphylaxis, dangerously low blood pressure, or life-threatening reactions. You may have eaten chia seeds a few times and felt fine, but that doesn't guarantee you'll never react. Allergies don't always show up immediately. They may surface after weeks or even months of repeated exposure. Henry's story, age 68. I started adding chia seeds to my morning milk because I heard they're good for heart health. At first, everything seemed fine, but after a few weeks, my throat would tingle every time I ate them. One day, my lips swelled, my face turned red, and I had trouble breathing. Doctors confirmed Henry had a mild anaphylactic reaction to the proteins in chia seeds. "I don't blame the chia seeds," he said, "but I learned that nothing is perfectly safe. You have to listen to your own body." Who should be cautious with chia seeds? Anyone allergic to sesame, flaxseed, mustard, or tree nuts. People with a history of food-related anaphylaxis. Older adults with weakened immune systems or higher sensitivity. Children or frail seniors who may struggle to describe what they're feeling after eating. How to detect and prevent chia seed allergies. Start with a tiny amount, just half a teaspoon mixed with water, and observe your body over 1 to 2 days. Never eat chia seeds dry, as they may irritate the throat more before they've absorbed enough moisture. Talk to an allergy specialist, especially if you've had food sensitivities in the past. Always have allergy medications on hand, like antihistamines, or an EpiPen, if you've ever had a severe allergic reaction. Let's share together. Have you ever felt itchy, swollen, or nauseous after eating a food that seemed harmless? If so, share in the comments. I'll be more mindful of my body's reactions from now on. Your story may be the one that helps someone else stay safe. Nutrition is a lifelong journey, not a race. There's no such thing as a perfect food, only foods that are right for your body in this season of your life. When even superfoods need a personalized lens. As you can see, chia seeds, though tiny, nutrient-rich, and loved worldwide, aren't a universal solution for everyone. If you fall into any of the following 5 groups: people with low blood pressure, those taking cardiovascular medications, individuals with chronic digestive conditions, men at risk for prostate cancer, anyone with a history of nut or seed allergies, then your use of chia seeds should be thoughtful, gentle, and guided by deep listening to your body. True health doesn't come from following trends, it comes from knowing your own body. In today's world, we're constantly bombarded with advice. Eat this to live longer, drink that to stay young. But sometimes, the wisest thing we can do is pause and ask, is this truly right for me? We'd love to hear from you. Have you ever had an unexpected experience with a so-called superfood? Share a food you once believed was healthy, but your body didn't agree. Your experience might be the one that spares someone else from the same mistake. If you found this video helpful, please tap the like button to support meaningful, mindful content. Share it with an older friend or loved one, someone who may quietly be facing the same concerns. And subscribe to the channel for more gentle health insights that could truly change your quality of life. Thank you for spending your time with us. Keep walking alongside your body, with understanding, with kindness, and with deep gratitude. You deserve a healthy, peaceful, and fulfilling journey through your later years. We'll see you in the next video, where we'll continue this beautiful path of living well, living deeply, and living joyfully through your 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond.